Imagine waking up one day and the entire Earth is submerged under a massive ocean of water. No land, no cities, just endless waves as far as the eye can see. What would happen to life as we know it? How would humans survive? And how would Earth itself change? Let's start with the immediate effects. If Earth were to become fully submerged, our continents and cities would vanish in the blink of an eye, swallowed by the rising waters. Coastal cities would be the first to go, and the last remaining mountain peaks would eventually disappear beneath the waves. Billions of people would be displaced. Without land, agriculture would collapse. Without crops, food supply chains would break down, leading to a global survival crisis. Humans are resilient, but adapting to a completely water-covered world would be a massive challenge. Some might try to survive in floating cities or underwater habitats, but the technology to sustain billions of people like this simply doesn't exist, at least not yet. Fresh water would be one of the biggest problems. Without land, rivers and lakes are gone, and desalination of ocean water would be the only source of fresh water. Energy sources like solar and wind would be hard to maintain, and fuel shortages would make it even more difficult to produce fresh water at scale. As for Earth's ecosystems, the consequences would be devastating. Most land-based species, including humans, would face extinction. Animals like lions, elephants and birds that depend on land would have nowhere to live. Marine life, on the other hand, would flourish, but not for long. As the Earth becomes a global ocean, the lack of biodiversity and oxygen-producing plants would lead to mass die-offs. Over time, the lack of oxygen in the water would lead to dead zones in the ocean, suffocating many marine species. Without land masses to regulate weather patterns, the Earth's climate would spiral out of control. Massive storms, hurricanes, and tidal waves would dominate the global landscape. Oceanic heat would cause constant, unpredictable weather. The lack of forests and plant life would cause oxygen levels to plummet, leaving the air thin and hard to breathe for survivors. Over time, with no land to anchor human civilization, Earth would essentially become a water world, a planet entirely submerged in water. The water pressure in the deepest parts of the ocean would be immense, creating underwater environments that would be impossible for humans to survive in. Even attempts to colonize the seafloor would face serious challenges due to extreme pressure, cold temperatures, and lack of sunlight. While humans may survive for some time in isolated, floating habitats or on the surface of the ocean, the long-term outlook is grim. Over time, Earth's resources would be depleted. A planet covered entirely by water could not sustain life as we know it. Eventually, the lack of fresh water, food, and resources would cause human civilization to crumble, leaving Earth a desolate, water-covered planet, a silent reminder of the fragility of life. But wait, how likely is this to actually happen? The truth is, for Earth to completely submerge in water, an unimaginable amount of additional water would need to be introduced. Most of Earth's water is already accounted for, locked in ice caps, glaciers, and underground reservoirs. A global flood scenario would require a drastic change in the planet's water volume, something that isn't scientifically possible under current conditions. While a water-covered Earth may only exist in science fiction, this scenario reminds us of the delicate balance that sustains life on our planet. Protecting our ecosystems, managing water resources, and preparing for future climate challenges are essential for maintaining a healthy and thriving world. So while Earth isn't destined to become a giant ocean, the idea shows us just how dependent we are on the land, the atmosphere, and all the life around us. Let's take care of the world we live in before it's too late. Before you leave, don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed this journey. Got questions or ideas for future videos? Drop them in the comments below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. And hey, don't keep all the fun to yourself. Make sure to share this video with your friends. Spread the curiosity. Lastly, smash that subscribe button and ring the bell icon so you never miss out on more mind-blowing content like this. See you in the next video, and as always, stay curious.